简易感，就直接把画的栩栩如生。
对，所以第一位同学的作业已经这样了，来，吴磊同学的作业。
这是什么？
月亮。
他们问我说，长歌在阿隼心里是，我长歌在阿隼心里是长安城最皎洁的白月光。但是在我心里呢，我觉得长歌又不仅仅只有白月光的一种颜色，它像彩虹一样绚烂，它像一道惊雷一样照入阿隼的心里。惊雷，所以说是彩虹的颜色是赤橙黄绿青蓝紫。
好的，非常
彩虹般的月亮。
The studio felt different that night. Spotlights highlighted the elegant stage in shades of gold and blue, where a prestigious interview was held. The audience in attendance looked enthusiastic, waiting for two big stars who have recently been talked about a lot because of their cooperation. Dilraba Dilmurat, a beautiful actress with an alluring smile, entered gracefully wearing a pink satin dress. Meanwhile, Chen Feiyu, a young actor with a charismatic aura, followed with a simple but elegant black suit. As soon as the two sat side by side, the audience immediately cheered a little. There's something in the air, a sweet tension, a chemistry that can't be ignored. Light initial questions. The host opened the event with a simple question. How did it feel to be present together at the event? Dilraba replied with a sweet laugh. It felt good, although I was a little nervous about sitting next to Feiyu. Chen Feiyu smiled faintly, looking at him briefly. I also feel nervous, but not because of this event. More because I have to keep my word next to someone who can make me misspeak. The audience laughed, while Dilraba only lowered her head in embarrassment, pretending to tidy up her dress. From the first moment, their chemistry was obvious. Unexpected laughter. Question after question flowed, and every time Feiyu threw out an answer, Dilraba always responded with a sincere expression. Even small things, such as the way Feiyu turned her head or held back a smile, made the atmosphere of the studio filled with different energies. When the host asked who more often made the filming atmosphere so chaotic because of jokes, Dilraba pointed at Feiyu without hesitation. He always had a way of making everyone laugh, even when we were supposed to be serious. Feiyu chimed in, but if I'm joking, it's usually because I want to see your smile. Instantly the room boomed with cheers. Dilraba spontaneously closed her face with her hands, trying to hide the blush on her cheeks. The gaze that speaks. In between interviews, the camera several times caught Feiyu's gaze that could never be separated from Dilraba. He watches every movement, every word spoken, as if the world around him disappears. Dilraba realized that, and despite trying to maintain a professional attitude, her heart trembled every time their eyes met. There was a brief silence between them that could only be felt, not explained. The audience in the studio could feel that intensity. The chemistry of the two is not only visible, but also felt, penetrating the camera screen. Answers that failed to focus. The host then asked, "What do you admire most about each other?" Dilraba replied diplomatically, "I admire Feiyu's dedication. He is always focused and total in his work." When it was Feiyu's turn, he looked straight at Dilraba. "I admire the way he makes people around him feel valued. And how he made me want to be the best version of myself." The sentence made the atmosphere of the studio change. Applause broke out, the audience cheered, while Dilraba could only be silent for a moment before finally smiling a little. Small touches. In the middle of the interview, there was a moment when Dilraba almost dropped a bottle of water on the table. Reflexively, Feiyu grabbed the bottle before it fell. Their fingers touched briefly, but just enough to keep the two glued for a moment. Dilraba hurriedly withdrew her hand, but her smile was hard to hide. Feiyu only smiled faintly, as if that little moment was the thing she was secretly looking forward to. The audience cheered again, aware that even such a small interaction could make the room tremble. The hidden code. The question deepens, touching on the meaning of friendship and cooperation. Feiyu replied with a sentence that sounded ordinary, but seemed full of code. Sometimes, the person who is most often by your side is not just a co-worker, but also someone who makes life feel more meaningful. Dilraba turned her head quickly, looking at Feiyu with an expression mixed between surprise and curiosity. The hosts tried to cover it up with laughter, but the public knew there was a hidden meaning behind those words. A smile that cannot be hidden. Throughout the interview, Dilraba tried to maintain professional expression. However, every time Feiyu made a joke or a sincere sentence, her smile appeared uncontrollably. Their chemistry is so strong that it feels like free-flowing energy. The camera, which highlighted Dilraba's face several times, caught his sparkling eyes, as if he had completely forgotten that all this was being watched by the public, audience reaction, and virtual world. As soon as the interview aired, clips of their interaction went viral on social media. The hashtag Chen Feiyu Dilraba chemistry was trending, with millions of viewers discussing their gazes, laughter, and little touches. Fans flooded the comments. Feiyu's gaze to Dilraba is too real for mere acting. They look like lovers holding each other back. This chemistry makes them forget that they are just colleagues. The media also wrote a long article about the undeniable chemistry between the two. As the interview neared its end, the host asked the two to give a short message. Dilraba said, "Hopefully we can continue to provide the best work, and thank you for your support." Feiyu added in a serious tone, "And hopefully people can see how precious the person next to us is, even in a simple moment like this." He turned to Dilraba for the last time. His thin smile contained a meaning that only the two of them could understand. Dilraba replied with a gentle smile, although in her heart there was something she could not say. The beginning of something bigger. The interview was over, but the story about Chen Feiyu and Dilraba's chemistry was just beginning. For the audience, it was an entertainment full of romance. For the media, it is endless headline material. But for Chen Feiyu and Dilraba themselves, it was a real moment, a signal that maybe something was growing quietly, bigger than just a co-worker. And the world awaits as to whether that chemistry will remain a secret on screen, or evolve into a true story that can no longer be hidden.